He got into his expensive black Benz and drove through the city lights like he owned every road. The engine purred, the leather seats gleamed, and the tinted windows hid the truth of what he really was. Minutes ago he was at the remote part of the river, away from anyone, transforming into his human form from his jinn form. He was a river jinn. He loved the human world, though. He was the great-grandson of a human woman who married a jinn man. All other jinns avoided humans, unless enslaved by ritualists to do their bidding. When he pulled up in front of Club Eclipse, the bouncers straightened up. Everyone stared. The handsome, rich-looking man from Abuja, Thomas, had arrived. He stepped out of the car in a tailored suit, gold watch catching the light, and walked inside with the calm confidence of someone untouchable. The music thumped. Colored lights flashed. People whispered, "Who is that? Ah, this man must be Richo. Look at his drip." But Thomas didn't care about the attention. His eyes were scanning the dance floor, searching. Then he saw her. Mary dancing with her two friends, Amina and Tuni, laughing, glowing, carefree. She looked beautiful, moving with a softness that pulled him in instantly. He couldn't look away. Her presence was warm, human, everything his world lacked. He sat at a corner table, pretending to sip his drink, but his eyes stayed locked on her. Every movement she made drew him in deeper. Finally, he stood. Smooth, graceful, almost too graceful. He walked across the dance floor, never breaking eye contact. Amina and Tuni noticed him first, Tuni whispering, "Mary, that fine man is coming to you." Amina, "Chai, look at him. He looks like money." Mary turned and their eyes met. Thomas smiled. Thomas, deep, calm. "You dance beautifully. I've been trying not to stare, but I failed." Mary blushed, surprised but flattered. She didn't know it yet, but this moment, this one meeting, would change everything. And Thomas, he knew exactly what he was doing. His world had chosen her. Thomas spoiled her instantly. Dinner at the best restaurants, cash gifts, designer shoes, sweet words spoken in that soft Abuja accent. Her friends warned her, "Tuni, Mary, this man moved too fast. Amina, you don't know anything about his family." But Mary didn't care. He made her feel adored, protected, chosen. Her mother loved him even more. "A rich man from Abuja? My daughter is blessed." Soon he proposed. And even sooner she said yes. After marriage she realized she never had a man make love to her the way Thomas did. It was heavenly. After being with him, she told herself she would never be with another man in her life again if it wasn't him. But right after the wedding, Mary started noticing things. Small things, strange things. At night, she would wake up to a cold side of the bed. He always disappeared around 3 a.m. He returned before dawn, without using the door, and sometimes his eyes glowed faintly in the dark. Mary's chest tightened. Was he cheating on me? She thought. When her friend Tuni came over, she was mesmerized by her beautiful house. Mary's closet full of expensive clothes and parfums. She told her how she got lucky to have found Thomas. After a while of chatting, drinking tea, Mary confided in Tuni that she thinks Thomas is cheating on her. Tuni asked, "Why would you say that?" Mary said Thomas would often leave at night. Tuni told her about a private investigator she knew, and told her to have him followed to see, just to make sure. She agreed. Mary hired the private investigator, who followed him twice. One time he lost Thomas's car, but the second time he followed him to the outskirts of town, by the great river in the remote of it. There, the private investigator from a safe distance parked his car in a hidden area so he could see Thomas. He saw Thomas get out the car. Thomas went to the river, transformed into a creature, and disappeared into the river. The private investigator, with shaking hands, kept taking pictures in horror. He got back into his car and rushed straight to Mary to tell her. He banged on Mary's front door. When Mary opened the door, the private investigator was shaking. She asked him what was going on when he came inside the house. He said, "That man is not human." Mary was confused. He showed her the pictures he took. She saw Thomas transform photo by photo into a monster and get into the river until he disappeared. She screamed. "What is this?" Mary shouted. Mary told the private investigator to not let anyone know about this, and he promised her he won't. He warned her to leave as this was a dangerous spirit. Mary, shaking, didn't hesitate. She packed her luggage and left the house in a shaken state. She went to her parents' house. She also changed her phone number. After a night at her parents' house, telling them she was done with Thomas, she said she needed to move to a place he wouldn't find her. Her mom was angry with her, saying how many women would love to have Thomas as their husband, and that she was destroying her life leaving a good man. Mary didn't want to tell her mom the real reason. She felt she was in danger. She simply told her mom that Thomas was not the man she thought. Her parents had a apartment in the city that Thomas didn't know about, and Mary insisted she move there as Thomas knew where her parents lived. She wanted to hide from whatever spirit he was. Her mom took her to the apartment in the city so she could live there. Mary finally felt not afraid, but the fact she married a demon creature she couldn't stop thinking about. For a few months she stayed in that apartment, never to hear from Thomas again, but then she started having dreams at night. She would dream of Thomas touching her, making love to her. It felt good. She woke up sweating and aroused. She knew Thomas made love to her like no man did, but now she knew because he was some type of spirit. A spirit she wanted to do nothing with. Even with the fear in her heart, she at times missed him. At times in her apartment, it felt like she could smell his fragrance and it made her aroused. She didn't know why she kept thinking lovingly of a monster or whatever he was. After 6 months of living in that apartment alone, Mary decided she would move on with her life. She decided she would never tell anyone about who Thomas was. Even her friend Amina, she didn't tell her. The private investigator found Thomas to be a spirit. She just said that he was cheating and that she had left him. Mary decided to start dating again, but she could not find any man appealing. She kept thinking about Thomas, his touch, his fragrance. At night she felt something touch her, but it didn't feel scary, it felt familiar. She kept waking up aroused, thinking about Thomas. One night as she slept, she felt something touch her face. At first she thought it was a dream, but she woke up and saw Thomas standing in front of her as she lay in bed. She tried to scream, but no sound came out. "I'm not going to hurt you," Thomas said. "Let me explain everything to you," Thomas said. Mary was shaking, but also the sight of Thomas made her heart flutter. Did she miss him? "I'm a jinn of the river," Thomas said. "I am 400 years old." Thomas changed into his jinn form but quickly changed to his human form. "I have lived among humans for all these years, and never have I loved a human woman like you," said Thomas. "My great-grandmother was a human woman, and I always loved to be around humankind, unlike other jinns who avoid your kind," he continued. "I never thought I would find love with a human woman," Thomas added. Mary, now being able to yell, screamed and told him to leave her alone. She asked him why he chose her. At the same time, Mary was wondering why seeing his jinn form didn't scare her. Thomas just said he thought she was the most beautiful woman he saw from jinns and humans. "I never wanted to hurt you, Mary. I do feel you love me too. We can make this work," said Thomas. Mary oddly stopped feeling afraid of him. It suddenly felt like she was speaking with the Thomas she used to know. He sat next to her in bed. Mary didn't move. It's like the fear went away. He got close to her, and Mary could feel the intense chemistry. He kissed her, and she kissed him back passionately. They made love like never before. Mary didn't care if he was a jinn anymore, she needed him. After they got done, Thomas laughed. Mary asked why he was laughing. He said, "Don't you know when a jinn man touches a human woman? No human man will ever please her." That's why I always stayed on your mind. That's why you woke up aroused every morning after you dreamed of me. We are connected. You are my wife, and you belong to me forever." Mary should have been running away after he said that, but she felt stuck to him. She didn't care. She felt calm. She felt at peace with Thomas. She realized after their beautiful night together that she loved him. She felt safe with Thomas. "Mary, I want you to be my wife forever and have my children," Thomas said. She agreed. "I will always provide for you. I am a jinn spirit. I'm able to get you all the wealth in the world. No one will hurt you from my kind," Thomas said. "You just can't reveal me to people. The reason I used to leave at night is because as a king jinn I have to go to my realm at night. This is just how it is. If I had the power, I would be fully human," Thomas said. Mary felt sorry for him. She felt he was genuine and he would not hurt her. He was the only man she ever loved. Mary that morning went with Thomas in his expensive car back to their mansion. She called her mom to tell her she had made up with her husband. Her mom was so happy because she was proud her daughter was with a rich man who gave her a beautiful life. She was proud to have a wealthy son-in-law again. Mary and Thomas had 3 children who were half human and half jinn. She never told anyone that Thomas was a jinn. She was happy, and she wasn't scared anymore. He was better than any human man she ever been with, and she vowed to always be with Thomas. He was the love of her life. She never had to work again as he was able to get her all the money she needed. Thomas still left at night, but on some nights he stayed home with his wife. He made love to her the way a non-human spirit would. It was out of this world. She would never want anyone but him. He never took Mary to the jinn realm as she wouldn't survive there as a human. However, they lived happily ever after. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.